Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to our crochet podcast, episode 59. Welcome back to all my returning subscribers and friends. So nice to see you. Thanks for popping by. If you are new and it is your first time here, my name is Krista and this is The Secret Yarnery. This channel is all about crochet and crochet related goodness. I do a tutorial and lots of other yarny bits almost every weekday, so there's lots going on. There's a podcast on Wednesdays and a live community crochet chat on Fridays. Love to have you join us. You can also find me on Instagram at Secret Yarnery or join our Facebook group, The Secret Yarnery Crochet Community. Great place to upload your pictures and connect with everybody else. Lots of good stuff going on. So finished objects, I don't totally have a recent one, but I do have this color pooling blanket, which I just wanted to talk to you again about. This is gumball yarn from Ice Yarns. It is just color pooling. So 20, it depends on your own stitch and your own tension, but for me it is 20 double crochets of white and 19 double crochets of the color. And you have to count every single color, every white, every color, every white, every color, to make sure you have the right stitch count, and it turns out to be this great argyle pattern. I'll be doing a tutorial on this once they have more yarn in stock, and it's super fabulous. This is just 3 balls, so 4 balls, like if you use the whole pack, it would be a really ideal baby blanket, and they have tons of great colors when it's in stock. So this is coming up. It is not today, it will not be in the immediate near future, but maybe this summer or something like that. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. Northern Diamond Cal, who is doing it? It's so great. Where's my squares? They're down here. So this is a small portion of my Northern Diamond squares. The rest are all over there. I'm working on sewing my ends so that they're all sewn in before I join, because doesn't that look nice? Yeah. So I'm working on that. I just need a really good TV show to watch on Netflix. And this is as far as I've gotten with my join, which is 10 squares long, and it's going to be 8 squares wide. And you can just see that join. So there's a tutorial already up on how to do the joining, and I really do like it. 80 squares is quite a bit, so I have been crocheting some other things to keep my crojo going, because now that we're on to sewing. Sewing is not crocheting, so I don't find it as inspirational, but I am working on that. What else I did start to, yes I did, is, did you see this on Instagram or Facebook? Oh, this is Polar Eyelash, but it's the same as Polar Soft. Isn't that fabulous? So this is 4 balls crocheted, just double crochet 4 balls. Can you see? So this is going to be the shoulder shrug. When it is, I think I have to do about 2 more balls, and then just sew together that sleeve and sew together that sleeve. Ooh, once it's big enough. It is 80.2 degrees Fahrenheit right now in the Yarnery, so I'm not really putting it on. And this is the yarn that I'm using. This was on clearance for 37 cents a ball, so it is no longer available, but very similar to Polar Soft, which I will leave a link to in the description box below. So really liking that. I think 6 balls will be enough, and I will show you one that I've already finished and worn for years, so you can get an idea for what I'm going on about. So it's just a tube. There we go. Like that. Just to go over your summer dresses, or so you can like start wearing them earlier in the season, or wear them in the evening or out for dinner, or somewhere where you want to be a bit more modest. more warm. So what I was thinking of also doing, because this yarn is difficult to work with if you're new, it's really hard to frog or to take your stitches out. So it's good to just keep doing like an easy double crochet. What I was thinking of doing is using this, which is Cakes Blues, using that and making another one, but then putting an edge around the opening here with increases, like 12 increases. I'm not sure of every row, but some sort of circular increase around so it'll have a collar and it'll be a bit farther down in the back. So I was thinking that might be also really great to do and start, but I'm trying to not start it. Yes, I'm filming it. I'm filming the shoulder shrug, so that'll be coming out in a week or two or whenever, but it's on my list and happening. I also had to dive into this one, which is Scrubber Twist. Love it. It's $1.75 a ball, 4 balls in a pack. And this is how much I was able to crochet out of 1 ball. So I think if you were doing back scrubbers for a craft fair, you could easily get one nice one out of each ball. Or if you're doing one for yourself, maybe 1.5 balls if you want it like a bit wider or skinnier and longer. I've also heard from one of my lovely subscribers that single crochet is best because it really stretches when it's wet, but I wanted to show you before I took it in the shower for a good old test. But I thought just double crochet is really quick. Feels great already. So I'm into that. I have 3 more balls to play around with, and I love the color so much. It's so like fresh and yummy. So I'm working on that. If you have any back scrubber crochet tips or favorite patterns, let me know in the comments box below. I'd love to check it out because I'm thinking about that, something I'm working on. I'm trying to figure out more of my whips here. Oh, so next month, sometime, once we're finished this cal, our next cal, I shouldn't say next month, our next cal is going to be this never-ending flower pattern. You can turn it into a shawl or a bed runner or a table runner or a pillow cover. You could literally do anything with it at all. I used natural cotton to make mine. So natural cotton is from this dark color there to this yellow color there. I have these 2 shelves of it. All of that is natural cotton. And you can just use whatever yarn you'd like. What I'm hoping, it's been in Kenya for a week, but I don't know why it is not being delivered, is my next ice yarn. It is Natural Garden. So it is linen, bamboo, and cotton blend. Size 2 for thickness, so it's a bit thinner. The flowers would be smaller, more delicate, so you need more of them, but it would be so beautiful. The most fantastic colors. Crazy good colors. Crazy good colors. I was hoping it would be here before this podcast so I could touch it all and tell you what I'm using for the crochet along, but it's either going to be this nice natural cotton and I think I used a 6mm hook, maybe it was a 5, who knows, or the Natural Garden. So one of the two, I'm not sure, and it isn't at my house yet for me to touch. But as soon as it is, I will let you know what I'll be using. The other yarn that you could use is Alara. Alara is 50% cotton and 50% acrylic, so it's really light and spongy. It would be a really great shawl or capelet or bed runner, just depending on what you were going to be using it for. So this is also something that is a really good possibility and comes in great colors. You're also welcome to just use whatever yarn you have at home. You can use regular acrylic or whatever you have going on. It just depends on what you want to use it for and how much yarn you have. So that is coming up, but no big announcement yet. The next one, I'm just trying to whip through these. We have a lot of crochet bits to go on about today, is these goodies. Who remembers those little flowers? I've made quite a few, but it has, what do you call it? Evolved. It's evolved to And it's for this chair. I should just say it's for this chair. So let me take my shawl off. Oh, and if you want to see this never-ending flower shawl, that is the idea of it. You make like 2 round circles, and then the petal rounds join on to the adjacent flowers. It actually works up quite quickly. And yes, you can do it if you're a beginner. It's not hard. I'll totally show you how. So that is coming up. These ones, are you ready? What? What? So I remembered, I've been humming and hawing about what color yarn to use to turn them into squares and to join. And we all know I've gone through a lot of different colors. Now I remembered my grandpa said, always used to say, we'd be like, oh, what color should we get it? And he was like, oh, it doesn't matter as long as it's green. So in tribute to my grandpa, I am banging out this great slip cover for this chair in crazy wildflower colors, and the lawn green to join, or lawn green to turn it into a square, and a seafoam green to join, just so it has a bit of definition. I had seen on Instagram someone did like crochet flowers into hexagons and then joined them in just the solid green, and it ended up looking like AstroTurf with flowers stuck in it. It was actually really cool. So that's kind of how I remembered it, and I was like, oh, by grandpa. And then sure enough, I had those 2 colors of green. So that's meant to be. And it will hold up enough. It'll go in my crazy room. It'll hold its own. It won't get lost or look terrible. And I can still put my grandma's soft and classic color combinations in there every now and again, so that everybody's in there. Me and my grandpa and my grandma. Right? Oh, my grammar. So what I'm doing with that is I have my balls of Alara yarn, my nice bright colored ones. Alara is, the bottom one, right? Yep. Is this shelf here. That is all Alara, just the one shelf. Oh, and a little on this side. The white and mint on this one side. So I just kind of sit down and pick 3 colors that I like, because I use 1 color for the center and the outside, and 2 colors for the petals. So I just kind of pick a color palette that I'm feeling, that I'm vibing with, and make a couple flowers. I think I'm going to need quite a few. I'll just show you the strap behind it. So I started doing them. Now these are joined with half double crochet so that they would be, you want it to be a bit shorter. So when you stretch it out, it'll stretch onto your chair. And I didn't want 4 because that would be too, anyway. It worked out with a half double that 5 across is the width, a little shorter than the width of my chair. So when it stretches, it'll fit perfect. And so I'm basically gonna do 1 big long blanket that is 5 squares wide. That's gonna go all the way down and where I sit and back up, and then also down the back side of the chair. And then I'll worry about joining them up on the sides and the armrests. So I just wanted to get at least 1 strip done so I know what I was doing for joining. And I'm quite happy with it now. I think it's fun, and I think it's gonna be a bit like golfy, like a bit, fake AstroTurf, like just a bit of fun, which I think my grandparents would appreciate. They'll love it. Yes, they've passed on. What else? Is that the end of my big fabulous ideas? Yes. Now, question of the day, ice yarns. Have you ordered from Ice Yarns? If you have, tell me in the comments box below, or tell us in the comment box below how much you paid for the yarn, how much you paid for shipping, and what you thought of it when you received it. Generally, the gist of it, if you have not, I'll link another video in the cards of the 6-pack shipping challenge. It's pretty much just going and putting five or six packs of yarn in your shopping cart and then checking out how much shipping would be to your front door, depending on where you live in the world. So let me know your experience with that in the comments box below so we can all kind of learn from each other's experiences, because I think that would just be really great. So other crochet news, destashing. I cleared all my shelves off and had them painted, and in that process packed up all the yarn, and I had it pretty much took over my entire guest bedroom. Like probably 3 square meters easily of yarn. I know. And then I just didn't really want to put it all back. I only wanted to have yarn, you know, like that purging, like if you love it, like, you know, if you love it, keep it, and if you don't love it, let it go. So I had a really big let it go. I went through all the yarn, like each pack, and if I really wanted to make something out of it, then I would keep it. And if I didn't mind it, but I didn't want to make anything, I would let it go. And everything else that I didn't want to make anything with, let it go. So what I did is I contacted Crochet Kenya, which is an organization that crochets hats and blankets for cancer patients in Kenya. They have about 30 or 50 ladies together that crochet together and make things for donation. So I called her up and asked her if she would like to come and pick up all this yarn. Of course she said yes, and it was so great that I just know it went to a good place, and I don't have yarn that I don't want to use. I want to use all of this yarn. So I'm really excited about that. It worked out lovely. Thank you, Liz. If you want to check her out, she's also on Instagram, Crochet Kenya. So at Crochet Kenya. It ended up being this much. What a workout. Liz is on her way. Just get yarn. So I think that is all my crochet news. I tried to just blast through it. I do have a lot of questions to answer. So questions from last week. If you have questions for me, you can also leave it in the comments box below and I will answer it next week. So questions printed out because there's too many for my TV screen this week. So Nicole Watkins asks, what about having security? Why would you need it? And are you in a part where it is dangerous for you and your family? No, it is not. I'm in a safe part of town. Yeah. There's no security issues. I live right by all the major embassies at the United Nations head office for East Africa. It is a very safe part of town. Sherry Dakota asks, how could I show you what I have crocheted? How could I show you what I have done? You can tag me on Instagram at Secret Yarnery. You can also join our Facebook group, the Secret Yarnery Crochet Community, and there you can just upload your photos of whatever you're working on. That is what we all do. So pick one of those, that's the easiest way. Kathy Lavoie, sorry Kathy, she asks, do you have driving rules on the road? Stop lights, stop signs, do you use turn signals, speed limits, etc.? Yes and no. There are stop lights and there are signs, kind of, but they're not always where they should be. Like there's a stop sign like half a block from the corner of the road. You're like, okay, like it should be like at the intersection, but it's not. Actually, I think it's a red octagon. I don't even think it has words on it anymore. There are stoplights, but then there'll be police sometimes just totally disregarding the stoplights and directing traffic on their own. So yes, there's stoplights, but no one's used to using them because the police don't use them. So that's kind of messed up. And if it's a red light and there's no other traffic, like say you're going to turn right, or turn left, that's our turning left. So you're going to turn left, like cross traffic, and it's a red light for you, you're not supposed to be turning left, you will get honked at. They will actually hoot at you behind for you not going on the red light and turning. And you're like, but the light, but they'll be mad at you. They're like, why are you waiting? So yes, there are rules of the road, but no one uses them. Sometimes they do. So you really kind of have to just kind of feel it out. There are speed limits on the highway. There's speed limits, and we do have what are those radar things now for the last probably 5 or 10 years, which is great. Before then, no. But there's no real risk of going too fast because the roads are in such bad quality. There's potholes, like your tires will fall off if you're speeding more than is a sensible amount. So potholes regulate the speed just fine. But technically, yes, speed limits, there is. So Sheila Black asks, are places open on Sunday like the bank in Kenya? In the US, they're not open on Sundays. Yes, there are, I think probably about 80% of places, most banks are actually closed on Sundays, or they just have a small window where they are open. My bank is usually, like I choose my bank because it is easy for me to get to. It's at my local shopping center and it opens at 8 o'clock. So if I want to go do my grocery shopping early, my bank's already open. So that's why I chose it, except Sunday it didn't open until 10, which I thought was really weird, but what do you do? So yes, most banks are closed, but most shops are open, but smaller hours. Even on Saturday, shops close at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not like shopping centers, but actual businesses. Like if you are not in a shopping complex, generally you close at 1 o'clock on Saturdays. Mayor Bouquet asks, have you or are you going to take the family back to Canada? Just wondering, what time do the children go to school and what time do you get up in the morning? I will take the kids back eventually. They'd like to see snow. Most of my family comes to Kenya quite often. So I think it's pretty much just my friends from high school left. And I don't really have much of a urge to go and visit my friends from high school with all of my kids. So for a family vacation, I wouldn't necessarily take them all the way back to Canada. It's pretty far. But when they're older, yes, I totally will, because I'd like to show them Vancouver and Saskatchewan and all the cool places, because it's literally so beautiful. Just wondering, what time do the children go to school? Schools here are from 8:30 in the morning until 3:30 in the afternoons. I'm homeschooling this year, they're doing online computer courses from California. So they do it whenever. I try to say 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock, just because that's me. I can tell them to do it that long. But it's probably about 8:30, 9 o'clock that they actually get themselves. My oldest son, he starts early. He starts school at 7 as soon as he wakes up, and he's done by noon. But my younger ones, they're slower. They drag themselves a lot slower to class. So, yeah. And what time do we wake up in the morning? We're about a 2-hour drive or an hour and a half drive from the equator. So the sun rises and sets at the same time every day of the year within about 10 minutes. So we wake up at around 6:30 and we go to sleep around 8:30. That's a lie. I go to sleep at around 8:30 and the rest of my family goes to sleep later than that. I don't even know when, probably around 9:30 or 10. But we wake up early in the morning with the sun. Holly Anthony asks, can you share a bit about what brought you to Kenya and what are the things you love about the culture and area? Okay. I did answer those questions in a previous podcast, but I'll just kind of whip through it briefly. I was traveling, visiting my sister, met my husband, got married, 4 kids. 20 years later, I'm here. I love it. But I have actually a whole video about how I ended up here. So I will link that in the cards or in the description box below. Also, What are the things I love about the culture and area? Did I answer that in the last podcast? Because there's a lot of really great reasons, but I'll also link that one in the description box below because there's a lot of really great things, and I'll ramble too long because I love this country so much. So thanks, Holly. Wendy Lando, you said your kids were too young to have online profiles. How old are they? My oldest is 12 years, then 10, 6, and 5. So almost. Oh, they're almost getting to, well, I have 2 young ones, but my 2 older ones are getting close to being old enough to decide if they want to be on my channel or not. My oldest will. He's already decided. He's 12. He's going to be 13 soon. Oh no, he has a birthday coming up. I hate that. Ugh. Anyway, he's decided he wants to be, like, he has no problem being on my channel, but my youngest daughter, we're waiting a little bit. So she puts on big glasses, and the younger kids, I blur out their faces. Oh, so Lala Gamma Lori Way, I like that one, Lala Gamma Lori Way. She would love measurements for my frappe coffee recipe. Great idea. I should be doing that right now, right? Okay, I'll do a separate thing about that. Beth Churchmack asks, she holds her crochet hook like in pencil style, and she avoids ergonomic hooks because she thinks they'll feel too bulky and they'll make her hand tired. And she's asking if any of you who hold their hook pencil style, have you used an ergonomic hook? Have you used a clover or a tulip in pencil style? I think from my recollection of my students, I do have some pencil grip, and I think they really did like tulip best because it somehow, the thumb rest really goes nicely with holding your crochet hook like a pencil. But if you're a pencil grip holder, let us know in the comments box below because we would both appreciate it. Thank you. Next page. I know, a lot of questions, right? Oh, only 2 left. We got this. Jetty Cole asks, finishing project has been very difficult for me as a beginner. Any advice? What advice do you have for Jenny on how to stay motivated to finish projects? I would suggest starting out with a proper chunky yarn, like at least a 4-weight, a decent sized crochet hook, like a 6mm, and a small project so you're not overwhelmed. You don't want to start with like a great big scarf or an afghan or something that's like overwhelming. You just want to make something small where you can be like, oh look, I did it. And then move on to another something small until you have some speed, at which point in time it's like just surprising how fast your balls of yarn are disappearing because they're already crocheted up. So until you get fast, stay with small projects and more than one project also. I think you can have like a larger project, something you're working on, like the squares for my chair, but then also have something cute and fast that you're working on. So you just have a little bit, you have different projects that you can work on when you're tired of one. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel guilty about switching whips. Don't feel bad about it. That is good. I think it's great. I used to feel bad about it. You're supposed to finish one thing before you move on to the next. No. If you want to crochet and you want to crochet something, do it. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. So, last question, Nightshade. Just a curious question. What brought you to Kenya and where are you originally from? So I'll again link that video of how I got to Kenya. And where am I originally from? I was born in Maidstone, Saskatchewan. I know we do have some people from Lloydminster. Hello, that is like the city. Like we would drive there and that was like going to town. It was like an hour and a half away. It was like really far, but that was our nearest city. It's on the Alberta Saskatchewan border. So that was like a big going out event. So I was born in Maidstone and I went to elementary school in Jasper National Park and I went to high school in Vancouver. So I have slowly born in the center and slowly migrated west. So those were all the questions from last week. If you have questions for me, leave it in the comments box below and I will be happy to answer them next week. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow for another video and Friday for a live chat. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. boop if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell beside that so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Love to chat with you on Friday for the live. It'll be 9 a.m. Central Time. And thanks so much for hanging out. Stay hooked. Where are we going, kids?
Temple.
Where else are we going, kids? What are we gonna do?
Walk.
Are we gonna have fun?
Yep.
Are we excited?
Yep.
Okay, let's do this. What were you saying, Dad? Okay, let's go, cats. You're walking. This is the parking lot for Carreru Forest.
Are you taking a picture?
Yes, I'm taking a picture.
This way, boys.
Oh wow, this is action-packed. Oh, they have a little juice stand. Cute. Fresh lemonade. It's clever. Bike rental.
Oh, you can rent bikes here.
Yeah.
Well, I need someone to help me with those bikes.
Yeah, you
Is the
do.
walk is started?
No, Tony's taking us to where the walk starts.
I think we'll see 3 tracks.
Yeah, let's see how it goes and then for sure.
We'll come earlier next time. Nice?
I'm tired.
That's a lot.
Okay, let's go home.
Tired? Well, I can hear snakes.
You cannot hear
Yep,
snakes.
there's a big python coming out.
Not here.
So Tony like forgets what he's walking.
I'm not gonna I can hear one. See?
They can't come near us. Ollie's too loud. Everybody, they're gonna hear you coming.
I know there's lions here.
No, actually no lions here.
No lions.
Birds, birds. Look for birds.
And monkeys. Oh, I love monkeys. And Tarzan.
You love monkeys and Tarzan.
Tarzan is in a jungle, not in a forest.
Yeah, probably. Step over.
What's this big?
What's there?
What a nice trail this is, isn't it?
I can smell something.
Okay, you don't have to hold my hand anymore.
Fine.
You want to run?
Smell you know.
Oh yeah.
I can smell. Can you smell something? What is that? Australia. A polar bear? No. I want to see a panda. Panda in China. No, I no longer like pandas.
See, Amir, this is why it's tricky to ride your bike here. See all those sticks in the ground?
Suspension.
Yeah, but you can go thunk.
Guys, bikes. And yeah, there's no way we could bring this in here.
Yeah, well there is, but oh, look at that one. I like Wienereimers.
Oh no! Come wait for Dad.
Oh,
Wait for Dad.
see, at least somebody's got your back, Dad.
You can talk all you want in the car.
Okay, that's not gonna happen either. I need some water.
I know, but we don't have. Amir does.
The wood might have splinters in it, so you can keep it.
What do you think? This way? Let's go.
I just
Thank. Okay, thank you.
I'm not care board.
These guys are coming back. Let's see.
Just ask these people. I don't mind going back either. I don't know.
And they used to be T-Rex here.
Is this the way to all the parks or?
Okay, well I don't know that all the time, but I can tell you
You're in a spider's web.
we'll just go down and then it will be a place that's off the leash. And it's around, it's really quite nice. Keep it around, yeah.
It's like a spider's web. They all come together in that place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
Where it leads back to the car park.
Thank you. Totally African savannah. Oh, it's hot when you're not in the shade. Come on, Max. Hey, buddy. I like your stick. Watch for holes. Here we go. Exercise has happened. Witnessing. Oh, he's going past everybody. Come on, Kelly. I'm with you, buddy. We're pulling up the rear. That is a real log. It looks like a display piece. Yeah, it's pretty hot. Well, you're the one running, by the way. I'm just barely dragging myself.
But where's your stick? Really? Right here. Look, Mike. You need to do it. Uh-oh. Look for another one.
That's way too much for the kids, I think.
How do we get back?
I don't know. I think it's got to sit down really. You like to be, you're not an old man that needs to sit. So it's like dragging you.
We can check Google Maps on satellite. That's what I'll do.
Here, Dad?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mir.
And then let's get going.
Let's just walk nicely. We're going to the car. Good job, Muck. We're just going to the car now. No biggie. Great. Okay, let's go. We're walking, Muck. Good job. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, we just have to watch where we're putting our feet. Okay, Muck? Whew. We'd need the wagon.
For what?
The kids.
What wagon?
The red flyer.
The whole aqua?
No, the pull wagon for the kids to sit in. Just drag
There's
them.
one of that aqua. Go grab that one.
Go get it! I love wagons. Wagons are awesome. Come this way. Okay. Let's catch up, Mucks. Got this. It's torture. It's torturous. It's burning hot. My 5-year-old won't walk anymore.
Hi.
That's my 6-year-old. Still walking, but you're sweating, right?
Yep.
Is it fun?
Yep. Then tomorrow, we're gonna go to Dresden.
Yeah, no. Tomorrow's school.
Then tomorrow we go.
I googled the map to find out where we were in the forest, and we're on the way back to the car. Torturously. It's like noon. It's high noon. So rest assured, this will not be happening midday again
And Tarzan's not here.
until maybe the winter.
Are we in close?
We're far, babe. You are very strong, Mucky. You know that. That's why you can do such good flips on the trampoline. You're very athletic. Well, it's still quite pretty in a dry desert, high noon,
We're in a desert?
parish sort of way. Those trees look like how I feel. Whizzin'. Parched and whizzin'. Any clouds? No. Just the sun. Right on my head. Should be a bench right there. In my perfect universe. Don't tell me it's another fork in the road. Me too. 58B.
62 is where we started in.
So you're confident, Tony? Hi guys. I know, I'm so beat too, dude.
You have to sit down.
We're gonna sit when we get to the car. Let's listen for traffic. That's gonna be a nice sound
For once.
for once. Yeah. I don't know. Look. There's cars here. Okay, final push, guys. He does look like a Atari.
was a nightmare.
How much of a nightmare?
Like that much.
First was big.
That's my husband.
Like we were almost lost.
Almost lost.
Yeah, we were almost lost.
Are you guys happy now?
We're gonna eat pizza.
Pizza.
Yeah?
Okay. Sounds good, dudes.
You wanna?
Go for a salad and a smoothie. Yeah.
Can we get water or we can just go straight?
Let's go straight. If we need water, we'll stop at Tusty's.
Jack Russell.
So cute.
Oh, look at that dog.
Yeah, he's cute, like Amanda's. Maybe they're related.
Is he nice?
Oh, not you guys. They're not asking you guys. Oh my gosh, I love you, car. Okay, who liked the forest?
Bigger than gun though, right? No.
You didn't like it.
Only if I'm bringing a bike. If I bring a bike, then I like it. If I'm walking, then I don't like it.
Yeah, me too, because I'm tired.
Okay, so maybe not again. Bye. So that was our big adventure. Oh my gosh. Great thing to do. We're totally going to do it again. Next time, wagon for the small boys, because that was actually, it turned out to only be 6 kilometers, which, that was a long walk. So wagon for the kids and not at noon. Let's just avoid the walking around at noon on the equator. Bad idea. But early morning wagon, actually quite a great idea. Plus, I'm going to print out the map so we know where we are. Anyway, have a super great day, you guys. Stay hooked. Oh, and what time do we work? And what time do we work? Ow! Gosh, another reason not to have spinning arms. Okay. Yeah, loiterer.
So every day you do like a Q&A every week?
I don't know, I started a Q&A last week and this week. Is it a good idea?
Yeah.
He's my YouTube mentor. He coaches me. He's a coach. Are you a coach?
No way. Be prepared for the power to go out. There's a dude working on the pole.
Oh, darn it. Right, you are Slim Shady.
I just noticed that right now because I could hear somebody talking. So I went to go look this side, and it turns out there's a dude on the power pole.
Oh, gosh. They were here yesterday, too. Are they Kenya Power and Lighting, or are they internet? I'll show you.
It's probably the phone thing. Because the power would have been out right now if they're working with it. Because they're not supposed to have it on while they're working with it. It's against the rules.
Oh, gee, it's really bright out here.
Should I ask him?
No. Don't ask him. Are you going to go ask him?
Sure. You should ask him what he's thinking.
Oh, here's our
Or something.
American flag. What's this? Temperature is 29.
It's average.
Average. It's warm.
It's average.
It's warm.
For these days, it's average.
All right. Thanks for watching.